A passport bro. Do you know what a passport bro is?
No.
No? A passport bro refers to a man often from a Western country, such as the U.S., who travels abroad typically to countries with lower cost of living or different cultural norms to find a romantic relationship or wife. The term is primarily used in the online communities and discussions, which Joey and I were just talking about because I don't think we've heard anyone utter these words in real life ever. So often highlighting the perception that these men believe women in other countries may be more traditional, less materialistic, or easier to approach than women in their home countries. Many passport bros travel to countries like Asia, Latin America, Eastern Europe, where they believe they will have better luck in the dating market. However, the movement is controversial, Joe. Very controversial.
Oh, of course it is.
Critics argue that it can sometimes perpetuate negative stereotypes, including objectification of women in foreign countries, and that it can overlook the complexities of cross-cultural relationships and potential power imbalances. Supporters, on the other hand, see it as a legitimate choice for men seeking happiness and fulfilling relationships outside their home country.
I can see why some people would be intrigued or interested in dating somebody in a different country with different cultural respects. I think that dating in America definitely fucking sucks. Come on. Seriously. Dating over here is shit. So I totally get why they would want to go somewhere else and date and be immersed in a different culture. I get that. As long as they're respectful and have taken time to learn the culture before doing this. If they're just hoping to go over there and just find somebody to bring them over, that's not cool, bro. But like, I can see the up and down. I get like what they had said, how like a lot of things could be overlooked when their culture could be very different than yours. I could totally get that. Totally get it. But I don't see the problem with that. I don't see the problem with people going to other countries and dating.
Of course, the passport bro doesn't see a problem with it.
Well, the issue I do see is that I feel like that shit might have a certain niche of guys. A certain niche of guys might be doing that, and that's probably not what you want.
Well, that's what we're going to get into. There has been multiple cases where it's been reported there was a gentleman from Canada that went over that recently passed away. I can't remember the specifics. He went to Colombia, and he went onto a dating app in Colombia, met with this girl, and then they ended up finding him dead afterwards. So yes, there's
that Colombian booty. You gotta watch out for that shit. That fucking take you out. That Colombian booty, boom! He can fucking kill you, dude. You gotta watch it.
To be fair, some of these people. So when I go to Mexico, when I used to go to Mexico a lot, I always did this thing where I didn't want to stand out because I get fucking nervous in other countries. Period. It doesn't matter. Even in Canada, I'm like, I feel weird. I'm very behaved. I just tone it down a lot. When I go to Mexico, I like wore a hoodie. Wore long sleeve shirts, jeans, didn't want to show tattoos, didn't want to show anything. I was careful, just not to be spotted because I'm a white dude crossing the border.
I'm pretty sure in some scenarios it won't matter. I'm pretty sure you're going to stand out regardless.
Well, of course, but you stand out a little less, right? It was funny. I had this whole thing. Like I made sure my beard is longer than usual.
You're wearing a hoodie in Mexico.
Which is normal. It's normal over there. Everyone wears long sleeves, jeans, even in the hot weather. Yeah, it's normal. So, but it goes back to what you're saying. Study where you're going a little bit or know about it.
Yes.
I just don't stand out and I don't do anything stupid. However, these people that went to Colombia were fucking idiots. They went in there dressed up as a typical American would dress up as, and a little over the top and like flashing money and just throwing bills around and stuff like that. Being over the top, right? Going into bars, clubs, dropping like hundreds of dollars. Of course, the dollar is worth more over there. And of course, you're going to fucking call attention to yourself at that point, right? And it's no surprise to me that some of these people have the fate of being killed in some of these scenarios. Like,
why?
Frequently, too. For the money. To take their money, to steal the money. Or they'll do ransoms. This happens in Mexico, too, all the time. They'll kidnap you. And then they'll try to get you to hit up a family member to pay for your ransom. And sometimes they do pay it, but you still die anyways. But the point is they go around and then they do shitty things in the country too sometimes. That happens, like in Japan. This happened multiple times.
That's been a big issue in Japan.
Yeah.
There's a lot of areas that like slowly they're closing off areas that tourists can go to, because people just can't seem to abide by their rules or laws that they have there. I think this past year there's that district in Japan, the geisha. You used to be able to go there. You see them walking around. Fucking people go over there and they touch them or take pictures. Signs everywhere saying "Do not do those things." They do it anyways. So now tourists can't go. You're not allowed to go there anymore. Shit like that happens all the time, and it's quite frustrating because it ruins it for everybody else who's going to be over there and being respectful.
I'm a passport bro who travels the world to date foreign women. I hope to settle down one day, but for now, I love exploring the world. I laughed so hard when I saw this article because the first article I saw was him and the monkey. I was like, bro. I was like, are we including animals into this?
That's a whole nother topic.
Yes, it is. Oh my God. I bet you there's people that go to foreign countries to date animals. Guarantee it.
No, that's not a thing, Alan. That is not a thing.
I bet you it's a thing. I bet you there's a Reddit thread that
who's dating animals? They fuck them. They don't date them. That's two different things.
No, there's definitely people out there dating animals. I wouldn't put
I'm sure dating you is like dating an animal. Yes. I can agree to that.
There's 100% animal dates. The hottest llamas can be found in Albania, I heard.
Those fucking llamas, man, they be spitting. They be spitting.
Oh my God. This gentleman. Dude,
llamas, the original Haktura girl.
For real though. Look, these pictures, man. This guy chose the worst pictures for this article. You got him with a monkey as the first one, and then you got him hanging off a cliff kissing a woman. So this is a 32-year-old digital nomad who's one of the most popular passport bros on TikTok. I grew up in Colorado Springs. The city is home to both Army and Air Force bases, so I had the chance to make friends with people from all over the U.S. See, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you're anything Army and Air Force related, that's how you're going to meet people from all over, obviously.
Oh, so true. Yeah. So true.
This is really nothing new. Like I tell everyone, this is just the internet intensifying things that was already happening. People have been dating other people in other countries because they don't like to date people in their country for years. For years. I was looking this up. Like this very common. It was very common even in the 70s, 80s, up until now. Obviously, it's easier now to do. So
of course,
there's that.
All they've done is given it a name. They've given it a title.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed about things lately is that there's names for everything. Like, dude, you want to hear a fucking ridiculous name for something? What do you call sitting on a plane doing absolutely nothing but just sitting there until your plane lands? What would you call that? I call it doing absolutely nothing. No, it's called raw dogging, Joey. It's called raw dogging.
That's people being stupid.
Fucking with
raw
you.
Dogging is no condom, no lube, and you shove it in there as hard as you can, and you go with it. You let that shit get raw and fucking that's raw dogging.
That's what I thought raw dogging meant. I'm with you, Joe. I had the same definition in my head that you just said.
But not sitting on a plane. That's not raw dogging. You've never raw dogged if you think that's raw dogging. You're a fucking virgin. You're a fucking virgin if you think sitting on a plane doing nothing is raw dogging. You haven't given... no.
To sum up the story, don't do stupid things in other people's countries. And
be respectful.
Don't be an idiot. Or be an idiot. Let Darwin take over.
Not being an idiot might be difficult for some people. So all I'm going to say is just be respectful. Do your research before you go, and do your best to be respectful.
That's what it is. I hope you guys learned something new.
I don't feel any smarter learning that.
Why?
Sorry.
You learned...
Because it's useless. I don't give a shit about the title.
A new term. You learned 2 new terms. You learned about raw dogging and passport bros.
I knew what raw dogging was, and
apparently
I'm still
you didn't.
Correct. They don't. The problem is they don't.
Janine says I raw dog all the time.
Yeah, apparently a lot of us do. Apparently we all raw dog.
Felicia said I did, and now I have too much on my brain. See, We're educating people, Joey. That's what we're doing here on this podcast. We educate people. We have crazier stories right here. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications if you want to get notified more about more crazy stories. See you in the next one. See you.